Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets and I am Amanda. Here on this channel we talk about anything related to finances, from saving money to spending money to investing money, on our way to financial freedom. So for those that are new here, welcome. And for those that are not new, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about your usage of credit cards versus debit cards. So that's what we are going to be talking about. What are the benefits and the downfalls to using both? Because this topic came across my mind because I was thinking about kind of changing up my strategy, honestly, with budgeting. And how I pay my bills and my expenses and all that, because I listen to people here and there and I hear them say, I pay all of my bills, buy my groceries, take my trips, pay my utilities. I do all that on a credit card. And then at the end of the month, I pay it off. And me listening to that, it's like, wow, that sounds like that would just be easier than, the approach that I'm currently taking now, which is I use my debit card and some of my expenses or my bills are automatically debited from my checking account. Some I have to go into my bill pay, set that amount up and send it to that creditor or whomever it is, so it just seems like when I was listening to those people talk about the credit card usage, it just seems like it was easier. Then as I continued to think through everything I would have to do to get the credit card payments set up, then I started to second, guess myself. So we're going to talk about that today. So if you are interested in that sort of content, then stick around. Now, I do have a few notes here. We're going to talk through what we consider benefits of credit card usage and downfalls. And we're going to talk about benefits using debit cards and some downfalls. So here is what I have gathered thus far. Number one, credit cards. One benefit of credit cards is they will typically reimburse you for fraudulent charges. Okay? Debit cards and the banks typically will not. So that is a good thing as it relates to if you're using your credit card. Let's say you're renting a car or hotel or buying a flight ticket, just little things like that you would put on a credit card, and some fraudulent happened, then the credit card is more apt to look into that transaction and start a reimbursement process for you. So that is one benefit of a credit card and a downfall of a debit card. Okay. All right. Another benefit of the credit card is paying for, I don't know if I want to call it this a benefit. I'm just going to call it a reality. So another reality of using a credit card is you can purchase items without the use of your hard-earned cold cash. Okay, so let's just think about this. We can go in a store because we've been approved for credit and make a purchase, come away with the item. You don't have to lay away the item. You will actually get the item in hand and you can start using that item right away without the use of cash. Now, is there ever a time when that can be a benefit to you? So I'm quite sure we can think of a lot of examples where you may not have the cash and there may be an emergency where you need to make a purchase. For example, medicine or You could be stranded on the side of the road and you don't have the cash and it's in the wee hours of the morning, but you do have a credit card. So we can think of some examples that credit card could come in handy for emergency uses. However, the downfall of that, which you all already know what I'm going to say, is you can get very comfortable with using that credit card without using cash. And that is what typically happens to a lot of people who use credit cards. They just continue to use, and then they say in the back of their mind, oh, I'm going to pay it off, and I'm going to pay it off, And as they're continuing to say, I'm going to pay it off and not actually performing that action, that credit card balance is going up. More and more interest is being applied to that balance. And before you know it, that $500 balance that you had on that credit card is now a $2,000 balance. Okay? So yeah, that's definitely a downfall of credit card usage. So with that being said, you have to be disciplined if you are planning on utilizing credit cards. Okay? You're gonna have to force yourself, whatever you need to do to paying that credit card off every single month. I do not care if you charge $50,000 worth of items or you buy $50,000 worth of items in 1 month. You need to commit to paying that $50,000 off every single month. So yes, that can definitely be a downfall. Now, let's move on. Let's see, another step of another issue or factor with credit cards is they have a two-step process of rectifying your debt. Two-step process of rectifying debt. Number one, you pay the expense, and number two, you pay the credit card bill. Okay? So what that means is, because see, I'm still thinking back through how I could personally use credit cards to just kind of pay all of everything I need to pay and then pay, one bill at the end of the month to pay off the credit card. This two-step process means that, yeah, you're going to pay all of your expenses, right? Take care of all of your expenses for the month, but then you're going to have to turn around and pay the credit card bill. So that's a two-step process. That's what I mean by that. So in other words, to clear that debt or that transaction or whatever it is that you're paying for, it's a two-step process. So basically with your debit card, so I deem that a non-benefit of a credit card. The benefit of using a debit card, there's only one-step process. You're going to swipe that debit card, you're going to pay that utility bill, or you're going to pay for your groceries, or you're going to pay for that rental car, that hotel, and it's done. One-step process. So you don't have to pay for the item or make the transaction, then go back and pay another transaction fee or a processing fee like you do with a credit card. Because once you pay for the item with the credit card, you got to go back and pay the credit card bill. So yeah, so these are just some of the positives and the negatives of using credit cards versus debit cards. That has been a long time debate. There are some people that say, yes, you need to use your credit card because of the insurance you have to be reimbursed for fraudulent charges. Then there are others that say, just use your debit card because that is your real cash. You don't want to get trapped into, using a credit card because you may not be disciplined enough to pay it off. It is a whole lot that goes on with credit card versus debit card challenges. So those are the benefits and the non-benefits that I wanted to bring to you as it relates to credit cards and debit cards. Actually, after just thinking through all of this information in my head, I'm still up in the air. As of now, I haven't changed anything. I'm still paying most of my, well, actually all of my, or making my transactions, paying my debts and paying bills and all that with my debit card. So I'm still trying to kind of, think through it and see if I want to make the transition. Because now that I'm kind of thinking through it, there are some items that are automatically drafted out of my checking account to be paid. And I guess the only thing I would really need to do is just go in and change the debit card number to the credit card number, and it will just, remain on their account. And every time that transaction is due, then they would extract their monies from the credit card. I don't know, guys, help me out in the comments below. It just, for some reason, because I was thinking about it at the end of 2021, and I was like, you know what, it's not a bad idea for you to just use that credit card and pay all of your expenses with the credit card and go back and just pay the bill off. It just seems like it was simple. But like I said, as I sat down and started thinking through some of the benefits and non-benefits, mostly, I'm still kind of thinking through if I want to make the change. So I would love it if you would leave me some comments below and let me know, what are you using mostly? What is your main mode of payment for your expenses and transactions? What do you think I should do? Do you think I should move all of my expenses, bills, utilities, and all that to the credit card and pay it, pay one bill at the end of each month? Let me know. I am just for the record, to help me make my decision, I am very disciplined. So you will not ever have to worry about me just going in a store and just charging up a credit card because I don't like debt. So that's not a thing. So we don't even have to factor that in. I will strictly be using it to just pay, to try and make all of my transactions and debts a one-stop shop where they're all being extracted from one credit card. So that's where the reason why I was kind of thinking through, making that switch. But let me know in the comments below. I am eager to figure out or find out what you guys think I should do. This is all I have for this video. If you're new, please think about subscribing to my channel. And if you're old, share this information. Comment below, like I said, and let me know, help me out with which route I should take. So this is all I have for this video. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets, where we dream big but start small around here. I will see you in the next one. Peace.